Good morning. This is Mr. Eshelman. It's Thursday, May 14th, 2020. We hope you're having a great week so far and you're ready for your last 2 days this week of at-home learning on Seesaw and Schoology. Hopefully you're learning a lot of things and have enough energy to get through these last 2 days. I know yesterday was a beautiful day, might have reminded you of summer. So hopefully you got outside and were able to enjoy the nice weather, and we'll see the sunshine again and some really warm summer-like temperatures coming up in a few days. So don't forget your sunscreen as you get outside the next few days over the weekend and things. Even today, I wonder if some of you who are outside a lot today might have noticed that your cheeks were a little red when you came in from playing out in the sun. So don't forget your sunscreen when you're outside. It's that time of the year when our part of the earth is facing the sun more directly. That's why the days are longer, at least the sunlight, and the temperatures get warmer. That's what summertime is. So we're getting close to that. We're about a month away, a little over a month away from the official start of summer. So keep in mind the things you do to protect yourself in the summertime, just like we talk in the winter about hats and gloves and things. In the summertime, don't forget your sunscreen. We're at that point now on days like yesterday for sure. So let's celebrate some birthdays today. We have two, and they're both fifth graders. They both have the same last initial. I believe they're twins. Mallory and Natalia have a birthday today, so happy birthday to them. And another famous birthday today is a man named George Lucas, who many of you probably have heard of, or at least heard of one of his creations, which was the Star Wars movie franchise. So he is the man behind the creation of the Star Wars movies, the original ones, and then all the way up through. So he has a birthday today. He was born on May 14th back in 1944. So if you notice, I have a little bonus question of the day. Every once in a while, when I'd have one of these famous birthdays when we were in school, I would ask if anyone would be able to figure out his age today. So how old is George Lucas? He's still alive. He's still consulting on movies and all those kinds of things. So how old is he today as he celebrates his birthday on this May 14th? Remember, we're in 2020. He was born in 1944. So see if you can do the math there. He said, working hard is very important. You're not going to get anywhere without working extremely hard. And that's from a man who's had a lot of success, has a movie studio named after him, made some of the most famous movies in movie history, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and others. So he says working extremely hard is extremely important. And sometimes I think we forget, like when we see famous people like LeBron James or Tom Brady, and they're playing their sports and they're getting all kinds of, making millions of dollars, and they're famous and all things seem to always be going well. We forget that in order for them to get to that level, they had to work extremely hard and continue to work extremely hard to get to that point. For example, Tom Brady is about the same age as I am, and I can't imagine being tackled by gigantic men in the NFL when I'm trying to throw a football and then trying to run away from them. So in order for him to do that, that's a lot of hard work. So don't forget, a lot of you tell me you want to be NFL football players, famous artists, musicians, basketball players, baseball players, whatever it is, you can do it. But you do have to work hard to get there because lots of other people want to do it too. So take George Lucas's advice, work hard. And that even means now, starting today, as you get to your online learning. You can try it out with this question. The question of the day today, there's two of them actually. One is probably a little easier for younger grades. One might be a little easier, or might be doable for the older grades a little bit better. The first question says, Mason, Mariah, and Jackson each ordered 2 scoops of ice cream. Write 1 or 2 different problems that show how many total scoops they had combined. So the answer isn't all that hard. There's 3 people, they each had 2 scoops of ice cream. So I'm more interested in, can you write the problems that would get me to the total number of scoops between all 3 of them combined? There's 2 different ways you can do a problem like that. The second question is, what is the volume of the rectangular prism to the right? So some of you haven't gotten a volume yet, but that's how many cubic units, little cubes, would fit inside that big one and fill up the entire space. That's what volume is. That's a three-dimensional shape. So since we have 3 dimensions, our unit would be, in this case, feet cubed. So remember that in your answer if you're able to answer that question. You can also try it with or without a calculator for a little bit more of a challenge. If you're in 4th and 5th grade, you should be able to do that maybe in your head, but definitely with pencil and paper. 3rd grade and younger for sure, you might need a calculator or some help on that one. And then 2 jokes today. These are some more animal jokes. We might see a few drizzles and some rain as we go throughout the day. So I thought we'd put some rain jokes in here. First one says, can bees fly in the rain? Not without their yellow jackets. Get it? Yellow rain jackets, bees, yellow jackets. I think that's a pretty good one. Second one says, what do you call a wet bear? A drizzly bear. Now, the picture you see is actually a grizzly bear. That is a real grizzly bear. I forget which national park that's in, but that's from one of the national parks. So the wet bear would be the drizzly bear, not the grizzly bear. So keep your jokes coming, and we'll get them on the announcements as soon as we can. Now let's stand up and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So as we start to wrap up the week today and tomorrow, keep up the good work. Remember what George Lucas says, you got to work extremely hard to accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself. You can do it, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. And ask for help along the way as you need it. That's one of the ways that successful people become successful. When they're stuck, they figure out a way to get around it, or they ask for help. So continue to do that, as many of you do, even though we're not at school, and you will be able to achieve the things that you set out to achieve. So keep up the good work. Have a great day. Happy Thursday, and we'll see you back here to wrap up the week tomorrow.